Hello and welcome to your channel, Scream Alive, for horror stories. Today, we have a story titled The Devil Doll Game. The life of 6-year-old Andy Barkley was a model of innocence and happiness. In his little world, his days revolved around laughter, cartoons, and the magical world created by his vivid imagination. Nothing disturbed this tranquility until the day of his 6th birthday. On that day, his mother, Karen, gave him the gift he had always dreamed of, the famous Good Guy doll, which topped the best-selling toy lists. With her colorful clothes, wide plastic smile, and fiery red hair, the doll was everything Andy had ever wanted. But he didn't know that this innocent gift was actually a gateway to a real hell. Andy named the doll Chucky, and it quickly became his constant companion. At first, everything was normal, but over time, strange events began to unfold. One night, Andy woke up to find the doll moving from its place, standing next to his bed as if watching his movements. Its blue eyes, which seemed friendly during the day, glowed in the dark with a strange light that was unlike a normal reflection. At other times, Andy would hear faint whispers coming from the playroom when he was alone in his room, as if someone were whispering. Whenever he tried to tell his mother, she would smile tenderly and assure him that it was his imagination that made him see and hear these things. But Andy felt terror slowly creeping into his heart. Events escalated at a crazy pace. One night, after his mother made sure he was asleep, Chucky sneaked out of the room. Andy heard a rough voice coming from the bottom of the stairs, as if it were an adult trying to control his body. In the morning, his mother found kitchen utensils scattered on the floor, as if someone had tried to vandalize the place. She blamed Andy, who was screaming at the top of his lungs, "It's Chucky! Chucky did it!" No one believed him. No one could believe that a plastic doll could be the source of evil. One night, Andy woke up to the sound of eerie laughter coming from the living room. He crept slowly to find Chucky standing in front of the television, holding a large kitchen knife and laughing maniacally. "Now we play, Andy," Chucky said in a rough, small voice, like that of an adult trapped in a child's body. His plastic smile had turned into an ugly, threatening expression. Andy screamed and ran out of the room in terror, but his mother didn't believe him. She even took him to a psychiatrist, thinking he was suffering from mental disorders. Everyone thought Andy was making up stories, and he couldn't convince anyone that the doll was alive and haunting him. Chucky saw the adult's disbelief as a golden opportunity to continue his terrifying game. He began to commit increasingly violent acts, trying to harm anyone who came near Andy. On one occasion, Andy was playing with his babysitter, Maggie, in his room. Suddenly, Chucky sneaked up behind her and clung to her leg with unnatural strength, trying to knock her down. Maggie screamed, and in an attempt to fend off the doll, she fell out of the window. Fortunately, she managed to grab the window frame before falling. But after this incident, Maggie was no longer able to go near Andy. Andy became completely isolated. The words Chucky whispered haunted him in his dreams and his waking hours. "They can't stop me, Andy. I am the soul of a killer trapped in this doll. And this doll is all I have. To get out of it, I must replace my body. And your body is the best." These words haunted Andy relentlessly, turning into a never-ending waking nightmare. Andy realized that he could not rely on anyone. He must face evil himself. On a stormy night, strong winds and heavy rain hit the city. Thunder rumbled and lightning lit up the rooms for brief moments. Chucky decided to end it all. He broke into Andy's house, carrying a large knife. His harsh voice filled the house. "This is the end, Andy." Andy had no choice but to flee. He ran with all his might, heading for the only place where he could face his enemy on his own turf, the toy factory. This huge factory was a complex place filled with giant machines, tracks, and boxes, making it the perfect battlefield for escape and hiding. Chucky followed Andy into the factory, and a terrifying game of cat and mouse began. Andy hid among piles of dolls and giant boxes, while Chucky slowly and steadily pursued him, laughing evilly. "I see you, Andy. I see you," his voice echoing throughout the huge factory, adding to Andy's terror. The tension reached its peak. Andy realized he couldn't run away forever. He had to face him. Suddenly, an idea flashed through his mind. He jumped out of his hiding place and ran toward a huge plastic cutting machine. "This isn't a game, Chucky," Andy shouted, his voice filled with fear but also with courage. Andy activated the machine, which made a tremendous noise. Chucky didn't care. He ran toward Andy, raising his knife. At the last moment, Andy jumped out of the way. Chucky fell right into the machine. He let out a terrifying scream before his plastic body was torn to pieces. Andy was panting, his heart pounding. He looked at the doll's remains. It was over, or so he thought. As Andy was on his way home, he felt something strange. There was another good guy doll on the street, looking exactly like Chucky. Could there be other copies? Could the killer's spirit transfer to another doll? Andy wasn't sure. But he knew one thing: his nightmares weren't over. Maybe they were just beginning. If you liked the story, subscribe to the channel to receive all the latest updates. Thank you.